can see, and this is one of the more important things. You see this right here? You see this right here? This is Caitlin's agent. This is Caitlin Clark's agent.
You see that? Concentrate on that one picture while blocking out all the background noise, jerseys, and arena lights. Because the true story, the one that has the potential to alter the WNBA's whole power structure, was standing right there with Caitlin Clark while the cameras were focused on her conversation with the New York Liberty. That's Erin Kane, her agent. It wasn't a coincidence that she was in that tunnel. It conveyed a message. This isn't simply another rumor about a disgruntled player. We're far deeper than that. This is the tale of how a player's greatest weapon might be used by one of the most potent agents in sports. The creation of the largest change in WNBA history through the negotiation of a new collective bargaining agreement. This is the backstory behind the narrative, connecting the dots between a nagging ailment, a few choice comments from a coach, and a league-wide revolution that's poised to boil over. We will dissect the entire master plan in detail. Please click the like button if you are interested in the true story, the one that the mainstream media is unable to piece together. It indicates that you want more in-depth dives like this, and that we're headed in the right direction. You must first comprehend the motivation behind this power play in order to appreciate its brilliance. There's a reason why an agent like Erin Kane would take such a prominent stance. And in Indiana, that rationale has been growing throughout the entire season. The Fever's relationship with their franchise player is beginning to show signs of serious problems. The injuries are where it all begins. This season, Clark has missed 10 games for a variety of reasons, including 5 due to a left quad injury and 5 more owing to groin concerns. That raises serious concerns for a player who is renowned for her resilience. However, the injury itself isn't the true problem. It's how it's handled. Clark's coach, Stephanie White, was clearly upset and crying on the bench following her most recent groin injury, told the reporters that Clark was experiencing a slight sensation in her groin. A tiny bit. You are aware that language is crucial for the story analysts in attendance. That one sentence conveys a mismatch between a coach and the physical reality of her best players. It's the kind of remark that makes a player wonder if her health is really the most important thing. And that's precisely the kind of fuel an agent needs to begin looking into additional possibilities. However, the tale doesn't stop there. This divergence directly affects the in-court strategy and extends well beyond the trainer's room. That philosophical gap is as harmful. Everyone has witnessed to happen on the court, but what really pulls back the veil are the statements spoken off the court. "I think we need to do a better job of bringing me the ball in transition," Clark said, making it very obvious. "I believe there's a delicate balance between getting the ball in my hands and playing me off the ball. I'm at my finest in transition during that time." That's not a demand from a diva. This generational prodigy is telling her coach exactly how to help her reach her greatest potential. And how did the coaching staff react? Stephanie White has stated time and time again that she prefers having 2 main ball handlers on the floor, and she has made it clear that she does not want Clark to play under pressure from 94 feet the entire time she is on the floor. All right, let's take a moment to make these connections. Your franchise athlete, who is selling out arenas and driving ratings on her own, tells you that she performs best when she has the ball in her hands in open space. The official response is that you're worried about her playing under pressure. This is more than a small tactical difference. This is a basic misconception, or worse, a basic disregard for what makes your superstar unique. And the fuse is being lit right there. A player calls their agent instead of simply complaining when they feel misinterpreted, misled, or abused. This takes us back to that picture of the tunnel at Barclays Center that went viral. It was more than a casual post-game conversation. It was a well-thought-out action, a public demonstration of strategic communication. You have the unhappy celebrity, Clark. The New York Liberty, the defending champions, are represented by head coach Sandy Brondello and 2 key players, Sabrina Ionescu and Brianna Stewart. And in the center of it all is Clark's agent, the architect, Excel Sports Management's Erin Kane. This is how a power play starts. And since the shot was taken, a lot of you who are watching have been pointing this out.
We have just seen the New York Liberty players after the game meeting up with Caitlin Clark. It is Stewie. It is Sabrina Ionescu. There is Sandy Brondolo. And by the way, Stewie is not leaving New York the rest of her career. That is one thing that I will be 99% sure of. That Stewie is not leaving. New York. Sabrina is not going to leave New York. I think there is a 50-50 chance Caitlin Clark leaves Indiana after her rookie season.
Was it a casual catch-up or a purposeful reminder to the Indiana front office that time is of the essence? Please share your opinions in the comment section, because it goes beyond simply signing a new deal when an agent of Erin Kane's level becomes engaged in such a public manner. It's about controlling the circumstance by using every instrument at your disposal. She currently has her sights set on the ultimate tool, one that has the power to completely alter the league's regulations. A trade demand or a public grievance isn't the ultimate tool that can force the league to comply with a player's wishes. It's the CBA or collective bargaining agreement. For those of you who are interested in the league's business side, you are fully aware of what this is. For everyone else, however, consider the CBA to be the WNBA's constitution. Everything is governed by the master document that was negotiated between the players' union and the league. Pay, player mobility, contract durations, benefits, and, above all, the regulations governing trades and free agency. This is the crucial piece of information. The players and the WNBA opted out of the previous contract. Thus, they are currently negotiating a whole new CBA. Currently, the league's whole power structure is being discussed behind closed doors. Additionally, you can wager that a celebrity portfolio representative like Erin Kane is actively participating in that discussion. At this point, the tactic transforms from straightforward dissatisfaction into a masterclass in leverage. Caitlin Clark is on a rookie contract, which skeptics will point out right away. She won't be able to sign a contract until 2028. She is a restricted free agent even in that case. They will claim that she is powerless, but that is a linear way of thinking. It's a game of checkers. Chess is being played by Erin Kane. She is not holding out until the end of the deal. The argument that ties everything together is that she is utilizing Indiana's public unrest and Clark's enormous popularity as leverage in the CBA negotiations. Now, we're getting into some serious conjecture, but it stems from the process by which these backroom agreements are reached. Assume you are negotiating with the league on behalf of the players' union. Your biggest star, the athlete who generates unheard of amounts of money and attention, is clearly dissatisfied with her circumstances. That can be used as leverage. You may make the case for new CBA regulations that grant players greater authority and mobility sooner. Is it possible that they are advocating for a reduction in the amount of time a team may retain a player in restricted free agency? Is it possible that they are advocating for new structures that facilitate trades and allow players on rookie agreements to express their preferences more easily? The details are yet unknown to us. However, this is the 4D chess that takes place in the background. An agent considers more than just the upcoming contract for their client. They are considering revising the regulations governing all contracts. They create an issue that the new CBA must subsequently resolve by making Clark's predicament a public spectacle, a solution that would coincidentally directly help Clark. However, this chess game is not taking place on a blank board. This is taking place in the context of a ticking time bomb that might completely upend the league's competitive equilibrium. The massive player exodus of 2026 is that ticking time bomb. The majority of individuals are missing this context. They perceive Caitlin Clark's predicament as a standalone drama, but in reality, it's just the first part of a much larger production. Now that we're getting into insider reporting zone, this rumor is completely shocking every front office in the WNBA. League sources claim that an astounding 87.5% of this year's 2025 WNBA in 2026, the All-Stars are expected to become unrestricted free agents. Allow me to reiterate that. It's possible that almost 9 out of 10 All-Stars in the league will be available at the same moment. It's not a drill. This might change the league. The teams have no matching rights while they have unrestricted free agency. The players now have complete control. They're free to join with any team for any reason, and their previous squad is unable to stop them. We are discussing a talent movement that has the potential to build super teams in a couple of weeks and destroy others overnight. All of the current competitive landscape is about to be tossed into a blender. Now consider the timing. Just ahead of this enormous wave, Caitlin Clark and her agent are taking action. They are not responding to the market. It's being set by them. Every single one of those 2026 free agents will be watching them as they develop the blueprint for superstar empowerment. Erin Kane and Caitlin Clark won't only benefit themselves if they can successfully use the CBA discussions to establish more advantageous regulations for player mobility. In 2 years, they will be creating the very instruments that dozens of other celebrities will use to shape their own fates. This goes beyond a single player's possible desire to sign for the New York Liberty. This is about a single player's predicament turning into a test case for a league-wide change. They are the initial tremors that precede an earthquake. All of the pieces are now on the board. We have the reason, the indisputable conflict in Indiana. Erin Kane, the architect, is a strong agent. The ongoing CBA negotiation is our weapon. The upcoming free agency storm in 2026 provides additional context. It's time to assemble everything now. It's time to make the connections and provide the comprehensive, step-by-step master plan that seems to be developing right in front of our eyes. This is the master plan in its entirety. It is a multifaceted assault against the league's established power structure. The tunnel meeting and public signal were the first steps. It was a masterfully performed visual warfare tactic intended to go viral and fabricate a narrative of dissatisfaction among the general public. The Indiana front staff quickly went on the defensive as a result. The leverage play is the second step. While the media and fans debate the photo, Erin Kane is using the Caitlin Clark problem as a bargaining chip in the closed-door CBA negotiations, pushing for new rules that will empower players to control their own destiny. And that leads to the final step, checkmate. The Indiana Fever are now trapped. They can either fight a public relations war against the most popular player in the league, a war they cannot win, or they can be forced to the negotiating table long before her contract expires. The ultimate goal may not even be an immediate trade, but to make a future move to a team like the Liberty an absolute inevitability. It's a tactic meant to guarantee that the player, not the team, has the final say when it comes to making a decision. This goes beyond simple trade demands. It serves as a model for the contemporary WNBA superstar. What do you think about all of this, then? Please share your theory in the comments section below. Is this a risky game that can ultimately backfire on Clark, or is it a masterful strategic move by Erin Kane? Make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell if you value this kind of in-depth research that makes connections that the mainstream media won't. You won't want to miss our next update as we pursue this story from every perspective. Finally, please help us by sharing this video if you think other narrative analysts and WNBA fans should see this dissection. It's the most effective technique to tell the true narrative.